Hi, it's Miss Lisa from the St. Paris Public Library. Today's Anytime story is called Down on the Farm, Goats. Goats on the farm. Did you know that goats produce milk and meat for us to eat? Goats are popular farm animals and provide people with more meat and milk than any other farm animal. Most goats are friendly and gentle animals. There are hundreds of millions of goats around the world. The biggest numbers are found in Asia and Africa. Farm fact. People first kept goats for food and milk more than 9,000 years ago. Goats are popular farm animals in Africa. Goats from nose to tail. Pygmy goats are tiny. They are about the size of a lamb. The Saanen goat from Switzerland is much larger. A fully grown Saanen goat is about 3 feet at the shoulder. They can weigh up to 176 pounds. That's almost as much as 4 6-year-old children. Almost all goats grow beards. However, the beard of a male goat, called a billy goat, is longer and thicker. Tail, hair, udder, hooves, toggle, horn, ear, eye, nose, beard. Farm fact. The funny things dangling from the throat of many goats are called toggles. A toggle is just a piece of skin covered with hair, but nobody is sure what it is for. It's a goat's life. A baby goat is called a kid, and a female goat is called a nanny. A baby goat grows inside its mother for 5 months before it is born. A baby goat can stand and move around within minutes of being born. It feeds on its mother's milk for the first weeks of its life. Then it tries out new foods by nibbling on plants to learn what is good to eat. After 3 or 4 months, the young goat leaves its mother. A young nanny goat is ready to have her own baby when she is about 6 months old. A goat lives between 12 and 16 years. Young goats love to explore their surroundings. Farm fact. A nanny goat usually has 1 or 2 babies, maybe 3 at a time. Very rarely a nanny gives birth to 4 or 5 babies at once. Greedy goats. Goats are good at escaping from their pens, especially if they spot tasty plants to eat on the other side. Many goats can jump as high as 5 feet and can crawl under fences and gates, too. Goats eat all sorts of plants. They like to eat the leaves and stems of trees and shrubs. Often they stand on their back legs to reach the higher leaves. Goats also eat grass and weeds. When goats find a new plant that they haven't eaten before, they hold the plant in between their lips. That way they can see if it tastes good before eating it. These hungry goats have climbed a tree in search of food. This goat is standing on its back legs to nibble at leaves on the branch of a tree. Farm fact. Goats are very nosy animals and they like to explore. Some goats have been known to pull clothes from the clothesline. They do not eat the clothes. They just nibble them to see what they taste like. Milk and meat. Many goats are kept for their milk. Nanny goats produce milk in their udders once they have given birth to a kid. They have to be milked every day. On some farms, nanny goats are milked by a machine. Goats can also be milked by hand. Goat's milk tastes similar to cow's milk. It can be made into yogurt and cheese. Goats are also kept for meat. The meat from a goat is very popular in parts of Africa and the Middle East. This goat cheese is made into round shapes. Farm fact. A nanny goat can produce about 3 quarts of milk a day, which is a good amount. Some goats can produce as much as 6 quarts a day. Curly-haired goats. Some goats are kept for their wool. The wool from Angora goats is made into a soft yarn called mohair. This is used to knit sweaters and other clothing. Cashmere wool comes from the Kashmiri goats that live in the mountains of Asia. Cashmere is the most expensive wool in the world. The goats are combed to remove the fine hairs that lie close to their skin. This hair is made into cashmere. The skin of a goat can be made into leather. The leather is very soft and is often used for making gloves. Angora goats grow thick ringlets of wool. Angora goats have to be sheared twice a year. This tambourine has vellum stretched across it. Farm fact: the ancient Greeks used goat skins to make vellum and parchment, which they used like paper. Gorgeous goats. Pygmy goats. Pygmy goats are very small. They are just 20 to 24 inches high at their shoulder. They have a small round body. Pygmy goats are very friendly. Golden Guernsey. This is a small goat. It has a body that is covered in golden hair. Golden Guernsey goats produce a lot of milk, which can be made into yogurt and cheese. Bagot. The Bagot is one of the oldest breeds of goat. Bagots have been around since the 1380s. They have long horns and are covered in long, shaggy hair. Fainting goats. These goats come from North America. They are also called stiff-legged goats. When they are frightened or excited, the muscles in their legs freeze. They fall over and lie very stiff in a few seconds. Then they get up again. Goats around the world. Sweden. The goat is a symbol of Christmas in Sweden. In the past, it was the tradition for a member of the family to dress up like a goat to deliver Christmas presents. Today, many Swedish families put a straw goat under their Christmas tree. Kenya. Goats are valuable animals in Kenya. In Africa, a person's wealth is often judged by the number of goats they own. When a wedding takes place, the groom's family gives gifts to the bride and her family. The bride is usually given a goat as a wedding present. Ukraine. It is traditional in the Ukraine to sing carols on Christmas Eve. In the past, the carol singers were accompanied by a goat. Today, one of the singers dresses up like a goat instead. And in the back of this book, there is a recipe for goat's milk smoothie.